to another episode of Cannabis Tech Talks. I'm Patricia Miller, Executive Editor with Cannabis and Tech Today. We're recording from MJBizCon. We're at the Polyscience booth, and a special thanks to our sponsors, Polyscience and Summit Research. Joining us today for what I hope will be a really interesting conversation is Sam Peterson, CTO of Metrc. So I'm excited to dive in. Thanks for joining us, Sam.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Patricia.
Yeah.
Excited to be here.
So tell us a little bit about Metrc. Give our viewers some background.
Yes, I think for those who don't know what Metrc is we are the track and trace system for roughly about half the states in the U.S. currently. Obviously actively looking at the international business as well. But really, we're the system is record for the states from when someone puts a plant in the ground to where, an end consumer buys, an edible at a dispensary. Everything is tracked inside of Metrc, so the state can keep track of, inventory their systems and make sure everyone's meeting any of the regulations and the different regulations by the states.
So is MJBizCon a pretty big opportunity for you to connect with some of that demographic? And
Absolutely. This is the first time we had a booth was last year. I've only been with the company a year, so kind of last year I started by coming to MJBiz and learning quite a bit. But really, this is our second year with the booth. But absolutely, we really feel, at Metrc, obviously our primary customer is the state. Our contract is with the state. But we really are trying to embrace the industry and build better solutions and a better platform for the industry.
Okay.
So we love being with here and chatting with anyone and everyone that uses our system.
Do you run into any angry users who are like, "I need this to be improved"?
We would have thought that. I mean, there are definitely some heated discussions, but it's a lot more positive than you would think. But we want that feedback. It's a big reason why we're here. We want to. We want to hear the bad as much as we want to hear the good.
I like that. So I know you've been doing some developments on RFID tracking. Is that right?
Yes. So we our system for both plants and packages, we have actually RFID tags that we've created ourselves and manufacture. So our system, every plant that goes in the ground, they place an RFID tag on it. Every package has an RFID tag on it. So definitely makes things easier. And what's great is we have a lot of excellent partners who utilize RFID to build great solutions for cultivators, for distributors that can leverage RFID to make things much more quicker and easy. Just think about, going out and cycle counting inventory, much easier with RFID than counting each individual unit.
Oh, absolutely. So is this a real opportunity to kind of be at the forefront of efficiency for these companies?
Yes, we're trying, as much as we can do and everyone we can partner with, really helping from the cultivation side, the cultivators being more efficient, as well as the manufacturers, but also it makes it more efficient for the states because the states use our app to go and do a quick audit, quick inspections, makes it much easier for the state, and I think costs us a little bit less in tax dollars because the states are able to do that much more efficiently instead of having to throw a lot more manpower at it.
That's always good.
Yeah.
So what other technology are you excited about? Maybe things that you're unveiling this year or into 2024?
The biggest thing that we unveiled, really last year and we launched earlier this year is what we refer to as Metrc Connect. We really view ourselves as the platform for cannabis. And we've made some huge improvements to our APIs. Not everyone realizes it, but Metrc is a web application. You can log in, you can do everything in the web application. But we also, really one of the things I pride ourselves on is we have a very robust API and a new version of that API that allows third parties to integrate and still maintain all that data that they have to because of state regulation, but through companies that are innovating on top of our platform. This is, it's rare that a dispensary isn't using a point of sale solution. You have Dutchie, Trees, Blaze, great partners there that they're using. All those companies are interfacing with our API to record that information. Same as some of the great ERP systems, cultivation management, all of those systems. What's great is they're using us more of a platform because we've realized we can't be the only ones innovating in this space. We really want to help the industry and other great tech companies innovate and use our platform.
Absolutely. So are there any big challenges that you're seeing your consumers kind of go through right now that...
I don't think so. I mean, I think this last year we've really been focused on how do we build a better platform, how do we make it more performant, how do we provide better service. So I think our reaction has really been just that. We've ramped up the size of our tech team, focused on performance, focused on API enhancements. We've beefed up our service department and really looked at how do we can provide the best support. And then we're also in the process of just revamping training. Because, if you want to get started in this space, we really do view part of our job as educating the industry, especially around these state regulations.
I think the training bit is probably going to be so important to really flesh out. I know my mom launched a dispensary last year in a new emerging market, and the learning curve is really, really wild. So I believe New Mexico is a Metrc state. I'm not sure, but I think they have to integrate, and we're using a Cova, which is,
Yes.
big platform. But it's interesting to see how much knowledge you really need to kind of get on the right footing.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, and so we really are investing a lot in training because, it's on top of everything you need to know to produce a great cannabis product.
Right.
Then you also have to meet the various state regulations, and every state is different. So it is challenging. Some people now, multi-state operators, all of a sudden they've got different rules just, driving across a state border. And same with some of our tech integrators, even they're figuring out, different rules in Ohio than in Oklahoma. And so even our technology partners have to understand those different rules and regulations.
Well, I imagine it's challenging to create software that people can use without having a tech guy on their team to make it accessible.
No, and that's a big one. We definitely are aiming to do. It is tough. If you've logged into Metrc, it is a little bit overwhelming initially, and so that training, just using the web app, is a big one. But then also we want to educate the industry. There are some great technology companies out there, and so hopefully the combination with Metrc and a good ecosystem of technologists, we can make things much easier for the industry.
I like that. So looking ahead to 2024, I know you talked about some of the innovations you're working on now. Are there things that you're kind of seeing on the horizon for the industry, or maybe things that Metrc is excited to look forward to?
I think, honestly, at this point, I think really 2024 for us is going to be about just doing everything we've been working on, but better.
Yeah.
And really trying to help. How do we foster that innovation and grow a lot more? I mean, we're definitely seeing a lot of interesting things in the retail market, a lot of interesting things in RFID. But really, we just want to, keep aiming on, a great performing platform, a more feature-rich API, and then focus on support and training, and really be a much better, that great partner to the industry that we need to be.
Do you think it would be a big adjustment for Metrc if cannabis were rescheduled?
Not really for us. I mean, I think what's going to be great is just, it's funny you mentioned this, but it's really the tax benefits that we're excited about.
Oh, right.
And so that one, I like seeing that, now you're going to have companies that have a little bit, extra money and extra ability to invest. And so, I would definitely love to see it, move to a 3, because that would drastically change things. And just that's, kind of that next step towards, federal legalization, however we get there.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, before we conclude, are there any parting thoughts, nuggets of wisdom you'd like to share with the Canatech audience?
No, I think if you're here at MJBiz, come by, meet the Metrc team. We'd love to, chat and discuss any, issues, problems, or great things there. And then thank you so much for having me, Patricia.
Yeah, it was a real pleasure, Sam. Thanks for joining us.
Absolutely.
Until next time, this has been Patricia Miller and Sam Peterson. We appreciate you watching, and come by and see us if you're here at MJBiz.
Hey, hello, I'm Tommy Chong. If you want something really nice in your laboratory, buy DuraChill. I'm telling you, if you're not using this, DuraChill, you're not really in the pot business. You're just on the fringe of it. So if you really want to get serious, man, this is what you need. You need a DuraChill in your life. You got the technology here to have the cleanest, purest, healthiest product. I'm impressed. You want me to sell this? Buy it. Try DuraChill or else. If your chiller's down, you ain't making money. And you heard it from me, Tommy Chong.
Brought to you by PolyScience.
This show was produced by Cannabis Tech Today and Pretty Easy Podcasts. Go to prettyeasypodcast.com now if you're looking to get professional production help on your own podcast at an affordable rate. Pretty Easy Podcasts, making podcasting pretty easy.